Good afternoon, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Donathan.
And we are Craving
Cinematics.
No, do not adjust your screens. Kelly's makeup is not messed up. I still have a little bit of black eye from head planting into a ladder earlier this week and fracturing my nose. So please excuse the makeup and the way I look. I do have somewhat of 2 black eyes left. It is healing, and I'm a lot better. And I do thank everyone, and I had so many people who sent me well wishes and sent me good healing vibes and prayers, and wow, it was overwhelming to me just how much people care about little old me. So anyway, thank you very much, and just know that the rest of these videos this week I've got a black eye. And hopefully by next week when we film, it'll be all gone. Anyway, so back to what we're really here for is we did a movie review. So yeah, the hit to my face affected my brains. And anyway, so movie review on The Darkest Hour, which is about Winston Churchill during World War II. And wow, I had been waiting to see this for a really long time. We actually had tickets to go see it one night, and the one night out of 365 days in a year here in northern Alabama, it decided to snow. We hadn't had snow before, and we haven't had snow since, but we had snow that one night, so we could not get out to go watch it. So we had to wait to watch it on Netflix, which we did. No.
I bought it.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it.
Oh, that's right. Netflix, it's not out. But anyway, so Donathan bought it for us, and we finally got to sit down and watch it. So what'd you think about good old Winston Churchill?
Well, it's really interesting. This is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to be giving away anything that isn't already known in the advertising.
He's a historical figure.
Yeah. Well, but the premise behind this movie is it takes place in the first 5 weeks of World War II. And
well, first 5 weeks of his ascendancy to Prime Minister of World War II.
Of him becoming Prime Minister. And it gives you a completely different aspect onto the man. Now, I know there are many people who love and agreed with Winston Churchill. I also know there are a lot of people who completely disagreed with him and consider him a war criminal. So, regardless of where you stand, this movie really gives a good insight on the man himself, not the legend, but the man himself, and what he and his staff and his family, what they went through during this time. I have to give complete props to Gary Oldman on this. Ooh. My goodness, I've seen him act in so many movies, and he is so good. Everything from Hannibal to The Professional to Harry Potter to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. The man is an absolute acting genius. He is one of the best character actors I think I've ever seen on film. Yeah. He does not disappoint in this movie, nor do any of the other actors. I mean, they are all top notch, and it is just so immersive. And you learn so much about who Churchill was and where he was coming from, what his thinking was, what his motivation was at the time. This movie just really brings out so much on not just the legend, but the man himself. What did you think?
Well, I was really impressed with his character in this point in time. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes. Evidently, he made some mistakes in World War I with some battle choices. Excuse me. But his ability to stick by his guns and to stick by what he believed was the right course of action for Great Britain during World War II. Many, many people during that time wanted to try to make peace with Hitler, which Hitler was crazy. He was a maniacal devil here on Earth. Mm-hmm. If you disagree with me, well, you can, but you're wrong. Sorry, but he was just insane, and there was absolutely no dealing with Hitler. Mm. Hitler would tell you one thing in front of your face and just turn around and say, "Fit," and go do what Hitler wanted to do. And Churchill knew this. Several of the other cabinet members did not. They felt that they could make peace with Hitler, that it was possible that Great Britain would not be involved in the war. You can't deal with people like that. The only way you can deal with them is fight back and win.
Yep.
And Churchill knew this. Churchill saw this. Churchill knew it, and stuck by his guns, and finally won. Pretty much everybody over to his way of thinking, and England did win.
Yeah. This is all historical fact.
It's all historical fact, and so don't argue it with me. No, I'm serious. Don't, because England won, Germany lost. The Germans are paying the price still to this day.
Yeah.
Which it's sad to see. It's sad to see that a nation is still paying a price for a war that was, almost 100 years ago.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a colleague and a good friend at work. Her name's Monica. She grew up in Germany, and she gave me quite a bit of insight as to how the German people feel when it comes to this kind of thing, when they talk about World War II and what went on. And Kelly's right. Many are still afraid that they're seen that way, that they're going out of their way to not be that. German people are really good people. In World War II, they got overwhelmed just like everybody else by the Nazi regime. It happened so fast because they were coming out of a severe depression right after World War I. And they were angry at the time, and they didn't know what to do. And this man come along, promised a lot of things. People started following without really knowing who he was or what he was about, and things like that happened. They happen everywhere. They happen in many, many nations. And the German people are still trying to overcome that stigma that was left behind from World War II. So, yeah, and shout out to Monica for the information.
Hey, Monica! Anyway, so I was just really impressed with the way he stuck by his guns and just literally told everyone to booger off. Mm-hmm. And it was going to be his way, whether they liked it or not. In that space of time, that's what was needed. Mm-hmm. Would he be a good prime minister today? In a time of relative peace, there's terrorism, which is not peaceful. It's ugly. Would he be a good prime minister today? Maybe not. You do have to be a little bit more diplomatic in these times. But in times of war, he was just what the country needed.
He was pretty much a military leader, and he looked at everything in that aspect.
But the acting was wonderful by everyone.
Yes.
The entire cast. The lady, and I can't think of her name right now, who played Churchill's wife, was a very small part. But only a good actor can take a small part and make it big. Yeah,
and make a huge impact.
And she did. She took a small part. She wasn't seen very much, but she made his wife big. Mm-hmm. And you had the sensation that she was behind her. She was the woman behind the man.
Yeah. My only regret is we didn't get to see this in the theater.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see that on the grand big film, screen.
And is it one of these movies that I go back and see again in the theater if I had a chance? Yeah. Yeah, it's that good.
Snow not with coming. Anyway, my biggest recommendation, if you haven't seen this movie, find a way to see this movie. It's really very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Donathan.
And we are Craving Cinematics. Toodles and cheers.